Today, we're diving into Rupert Spira's The Shining of Being. It's a really interesting book that kind of flips the script on our whole search for happiness. It suggests there's a direct path to the peace we're all looking for, just by understanding what our own consciousness truly is.
Yeah, this is the big one, isn't it? It's pretty much the question that sits at the very heart of being human. And let's be honest, it drives almost everything we do.
And for most of us, that search always starts out there. We think we'll find it in a new car, a better job, or that perfect relationship. But as we've probably all discovered, these external things just don't seem to deliver that lasting satisfaction they promise.
And that's the fundamental dilemma the book really gets into, this timeless search we're all on for happiness in a world where everything is temporary.
And this is where The Shining of Being offers a pretty radical shift in perspective. It suggests that the peace and happiness we're looking for aren't things we need to go out and get, but something we can find just by turning our attention inward.
So, to help us kind of wrap our heads around this inward journey, the book organizes all the different spiritual approaches out there into a really simple, clear framework. Just 3 paths. So you've got the progressive path, which is probably the most common one. Then there's the direct path, which is all about turning our attention around. And finally, you have the pathless path, which is, well, it's the most radical of them all. Okay, so what's the actual difference here? Well, think of it like this. The progressive path points our attention toward an object, like your breath or a mantra, to try and steady the mind. But the direct path, it just skips the object completely and turns that attention back around to investigate the subject. It's basically asking, who or what is this thing that's aware in the first place?
The book has this really great analogy to make this super clear. Think of a flashlight. Attention is that focused beam of light that shines out, pointing at some object. Right, so if attention is the beam, then awareness is the bulb itself. It's the source of the light, that basic ability to be aware before you focus it on anything specific. The crucial point here is attention goes outwards, but its source is always right here. And that leads us to the third approach, the pathless path. And this one, it doesn't mess around. It doesn't give you a technique or something to practice because it starts from the idea that you already are the thing you're looking for. The only instruction is to just be. Okay, so simply be. What does that actually mean? That brings us to the absolute heart of the book, this fundamental, undeniable experience of I am. Just stop and think about your own life for a second. Your thoughts come and go, your feelings are always changing, your body has changed completely. But what's the one thing that's been there, constantly, through all of it? I love this analogy the book uses. It says to picture our experiences, sadness, joy, hunger, walking, reading, all of it like beads on a necklace. They're all different, and they're always changing. But that invisible thread holding them all together, that's the constant, simple feeling of I am. I mean, really think about it. Before you can even say, I am happy or I am tired, what has to be there first? That simple I am. It's the foundation, the silent screen that the whole movie of your life is playing on. Okay, this all sounds really peaceful and simple, right? But there's a pretty obvious question that pops up, which the book addresses with another fantastic metaphor. Exactly. If this peaceful I am is always here, then why do we feel so not peaceful so much of the time? Why do we get stressed out or lonely or anxious? All right, here's how the book breaks it down. Imagine your pure being is just water. It's clear, it's tasteless, it's naturally peaceful. But then it gets mixed with all the strong flavors of our life, our thoughts, our feelings. It's like when you drink wine. You're mostly drinking water, but all you taste is the wine. And that is the whole point. We get so wrapped up in the taste of the experience, the anger, the sadness, the excitement, that we totally forget we're actually tasting the pure water of our own being that's always, always there underneath it all. So this all leads us to the big finish and a whole new way of looking at what meditation really is. It's right there in the title of the book. Most of us think of meditation as this thing we have to do, like a chore or a mental workout to fight off our thoughts and finally get some peace. But the book says this is a huge misunderstanding. Instead, meditation is just recognition. It's simply a shift in focus. It's about learning to taste the ever-present peaceful water, even when it's mixed in with the really strong flavor of the wine of our experience. There's this incredible Sufi quote in the book that just ties it all together beautifully. The search inward for ourselves and the search outward for something bigger, they both end up in the exact same place, this fundamental ground of being.
So here's the bottom line. In our day-to-day lives, the beads of our experience are so bright and colorful that they hide the thread. The wine is so flavorful, we forget we're drinking water. Meditation is just the simple act of letting that thread, that water, our own quiet being, shine through everything else.
And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. What if this whole time we've had it backwards? What if peace isn't some destination you have to struggle to get to, but the very ground you've been standing on all along?